Hello YouTube family, welcome back to Simz Vidz for another video. Before we get into this video, I would like you to push that subscribe button. It takes nothing. Push the subscribe button. It will be greatly appreciated. I'll give you a moment. Anyways, so I hope that everybody has been well. I'm actually still recovering from catching a very bad cold, but people has been randomly asking me my methods of journaling. But before I get into that, I actually have to put on the glasses. I actually want to talk about some habits that could make your anxiety worse, which is basically caffeine. If you are a coffee drinker, that coffee that you think is doing you wonders is actually adding to your anxiety. It's making it worse, believe it or not. I'm not really a coffee drinker. I'll drink coffee if I feel I need energy. But other than that, I don't drink coffee. So you guys might want to scale back on that a bit. Another thing is lack of sleep. I am so guilty with that one. I do not sleep through the night. I'll probably sleep maybe 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. I'll get up and then it is the hardest thing for me to fall back asleep. Skipping meals, I'm one for that too. I do not eat the way that I'm supposed to. But when I'm at work, I really don't feel hungry. And I think it's because of the things that I'm doing. Like I put chia seeds in my water because, I do try to suppress my appetite a bit. But I think it's doing more harm than good because sometimes I can go a whole day and just eat maybe once for the day. So don't skip meals, people. Comparing yourself to others. I don't do that anymore. When I was in the height of my anxiety, I did because I felt I wasn't good enough. And I used to always compare myself to people around me. Sitting for too long, that I don't do. I've always tried to stay as active as I possibly can. What I have put myself in the habit of doing is I actually work out in the morning versus working out after work because working out after work was just not working for me. Social media can do so much harm when it comes to your anxiety, people. Like we don't really realize, but the things that we read and the things that we see on social media can impact us in such a negative way, and we don't realize it until you're spiraling, So limit your social media. Watching the news. Well, I can be totally honest. I have not watched the news in about, I want to say 3.5 years. I do not watch the news because every time I watch the news, I start to get anxious and I start to worry and then I start to do the what ifs. So for my sanity, I do not watch news. How do I find out things? Word of mouth, or it will come up on my iPhone. I do not physically sit down and watch the news any longer. Now, a lot of people will not know that this could make your anxiety worse, and that is by not drinking enough water. I personally don't have that problem at all. I drink a lot of water throughout the day, and I'm guilty. I'm one of those people that I can't drink plain water. Plain water doesn't do anything for me. You know, I'll put maybe a slice of lemon or a slice of lime, or maybe I'll give the water a twist where I'll put some lemon wedges in there, lime with some cucumber, some chia seeds. I try to spice it up, but I do get more than my intake. So people, make sure you stay hydrated. Too much sugar is another thing that can make your anxiety worse. Cut down on the sugar. Lack of vitamin D. Now, the best vitamin D is to actually go outside and get it naturally from the sun. But if for whatever reason you can't do that, taking a vitamin D supplement, I think would be beneficial. Isolating yourself. I'm so guilty of that one. When I was at the height of my anxiety, I used to isolate myself, and I'm guilty. I still do to a certain extent. I would rather stay home and be in the comfort of my four walls than to go out there. And basically it's because I just don't get that thrill anymore of going out. Going out doesn't do anything for me anymore. But when I am home, I do try to do things. So I'm not just isolating myself and not doing anything. I'm actually doing things in the comfort of my own home. But this summer, I am going to try to get out there more. And eating processed foods can make your anxiety worse. I did not know that. I'm not going to say I don't, because on occasion you may want a little sandwich or you may want a hot dog or whatever. But as long as you don't eat it where it's an all the time thing. So those were a few points about things that could contribute into making your anxiety worse. For me, though, journaling has helped me a great deal, and people has asked me time and time and time as to what do I get out of journaling. Me personally, journaling makes me get out things. I don't really talk to anybody about whatever it is that I'm going through. So journaling allows me to get out those emotional feelings that I'm going through, something that is just weighing me down. I don't tell people anymore as to what's going on with me, because I find that some people are really not genuine, and I've learned that along the way. But what I will share with you guys is I actually have two journals. This one was when I just started journaling. And my therapist actually gave me this way of journaling. And basically what it is, I'll open it and show you. Okay. So this is how it was. I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's in columns. And, you have to there's actually 6 columns to this. So the front of the page and the back of the page. So in column number 1, it's going to be the situation. What happened, who, what, where, and when. Your next column is going to be feelings. What feelings did you feel at the time? And then you have to rate the intensity of your feelings from 1 to 10. Your third column is going to be your thoughts. What thoughts went through your mind at the time? And then your fourth column is going to be cognitive distortion. You don't have to do that. It was basically something that my therapist thought that I would get out of it. And basically, she gave me a chart. And it had things like emotional reasoning, mental filter, and as I'm looking back right now, overall generalization. And I had a lot of emotional reasoning. And mental filters. I also see here, I had one where it's discounting positives. So insist positive qualities don't count. So you don't have to do that fourth column, but for me, it was part of my strategy that my therapist was using for me. So the fifth column is realistic and balanced thoughts. What was or what is the bigger picture? What would someone else say about this situation? And what would I suggest to a friend in that same situation? So you're basically flipping the script. You're trying to think outside of the box with whatever situation that you're dealing with. And then the sixth and final column is diffusing or best possible response. What would be more effective or helpful in that situation? So yeah, that way was when I had just started my therapy. And now I just do the regular journaling where you just put the date and you just write what happened for the day or bothered you or whatever. You write whatever it is that you feel to write, basically. So two different types of journaling. I don't know. Try both and see if they work for you. As I said, this was very beneficial in the beginning, but then I didn't feel that I had to do the last 3 columns. So I just started doing journaling the regular way. But try and see what method works for you. Journaling can help you. I was very skeptical about journaling, and it has done wonders for me. It is my outlet. And I think that you should try it too, to see if you could reap the benefits as well. Pick your method and then just go with it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I would love for you to subscribe, comment, like, and share. I'll see you in the next video.